Sabrina here. You may remember me from popular shows such as Fake Newscast, Fake Weather Reporter, also everyone's favorite, The Pony Show. Not a porn. Well, the bath toys that I played with were a little racy, but not a porn. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but I just decided today. Now, I've been thinking about making some YouTube content and sharing things with the world, but today was the first time that I decided to record myself, blab it on. I've had a lot of self-actualization happening, and I don't want to forget it. I want to really embody these things that I'm realizing and grow, do better. So I'm recording it, and then I figure, maybe other people can benefit. You don't know unless you share. I feel like this is big shit, so maybe help people think about things in a way that they haven't before. And if it is really hella annoying and everyone hates it, they can just turn it off. No harm, no foul, right? So I'm in my car driving to San Antonio to watch my friend Taylor perform her comedy show, and I'm excited. I haven't seen her perform in this arena, so it should be fun. Anyway, so over the past year and a half-ish, I've experienced a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of discovery and who I am and what I want. I was with my ex for about 15 years, and we were married and lived in the suburbs and owned our house and blah blah blah. The typical American dream, whatever. And now I've had the opportunity since we split up and divorced to craft my whole life, a whole brand new one, that's no longer focused on us, but me and only me. Well, not only me, but me first, and not me as a unit. So that has been wildly fun. It's been really great. I'm super happy. I've had the opportunity to live two amazing, completely different lives. Usually, you're single for a long time and then you get married, but I did it backwards, and kind of think it's better this way, because now that I know who I am more, and I'm more confident in myself, and I've made all the dumb decisions that 20-year-olds do many times, then I can really enjoy life. It's great. But I was a little while back getting down on myself because I haven't done anything in the past, since COVID, year I guess. I have had all of this time being on unemployment and money, and I haven't done shit with it. I mean, I've done a lot of shit. But nothing substantial, nothing to build my career or to make something of myself, whatever. However, I found solace in remembering that I've gained so much that is immeasurable in the amount of discovery of who I am. And it's been really amazing. I had an idea, but I didn't know what I wanted in relationships. I meditate and I do all of the spiritual reading and really try to better myself as a human being on a consistent basis, and have forever, since the dawn of time. For a long time. But I never did it on my own, and I never have had the space to trial and error in relationships. So it's been really, really cool. I keep saying that. So anyway, that is the intro to what all of this is going to be about. I don't know what this is going to be, so I'm just going to talk about the things that I've come to understand in the past week or so. And especially today, things are really starting to hit home, and I'm asking questions of myself, and really re-examining how I'm going to be moving forward, in a lot of different ways, interpersonal relationships especially. That's kind of all I have going for me right now. My friends. I don't have like a real job. Fuck a real job. But anyway, so what I realized is, I'm trying to decide where to start. I guess we'll start in how much, I was just thinking about how much we don't realize how we affect the world, how we affect other people. Every single interaction that we have is creating an energy, changing, like smiling at someone at the convenience store, just the way you carry yourself, what you don't say, what your body language says. People feed off that energy, and you can change one person's mood, you can brighten someone's day, you can do the opposite too. And just being conscious of what you're taking out into the world, and because you really do have the power to change the world, to change people, to change their outlook, if they want to, of course, duh. We all know that. But we're really super, super powerful, and I don't think a lot of people realize that power that they hold, and they don't guard it. They don't treat it with care. I know I'm guilty of this. I've heard that for my entire adult life that, when people first meet me, like, they're intimidated or they think I'm a bitch. I'm your bitch. And I don't want to be seen as that person. Like, why? What am I doing? What am I doing to be so bitchy? I guess I'm a little, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. But that's the point. That's the thing that I'm talking about. People have an idea of me that is, I'm completely unaware of. I'm obviously doing something. I can obviously change, or maybe I'm doing nothing, but I could change something to not come off as that person, to bring light to people and make them happy and inspired and all of those things. So yeah, you really do have the power. Every single person has the power to change their lives, to change the lives of others. even if you have nothing, you have choices. You can literally just make the choice and do something different and break the cycle, break the pattern of your behavior, of your thoughts. And it's really fucking hard. But any situation that you're in and it doesn't feel right, you have every power within yourself to change that. I know some people have it hard. I believe that, as they say, God only gives you as much as you can handle. But I believe certain people are dealt a hard hand because they can rise to the challenge. They have the emotional capacity and the drive. And I mean, we all do. We just have to find that within us. We have to want it hard enough. We have to want the change. But everybody has the capacity to do that. And I think some people get shitty hands dealt to them because they're ready for it, because they are ready to, like I said, rise to the occasion and grow from it. They could let it cripple them, and when shit keeps happening, it's hard to stay strong. But the more that you do it and the more you practice it, the easier it gets, and the higher you can climb, and the stronger you are, and the more capable you are. And by going through all of those awful experiences, you now have the means and the knowledge, as long as you do it well, gracefully, learn from it and don't use it as a crutch or whatever. But going through all of that because you can handle it. Yeah, it's not fair, but you can handle it. Then you can maybe teach others how you dealt with those problems, and other people who have a harder time in different facets of their lives. You now have all of this knowledge and strength from going through these horrible situations and experiences that you can help show them how they can deal with it, and help them find their best path through these tricky situations. So that's the end of that thought, I think. Let's talk about relationships. I guess that's what I was already talking about, huh? So I have been striving to really listen to my inner voice, my true self, and divulge between the difference. I don't think that was the right word. Whatever. Figure out the difference between my body and that voice and my ego or my trauma and the modalities I've created from past experiences, or if you want to call it trauma. I'm not traumatized, but I got some shit. People deal with things, current problems in their lives, with the methods that they've used in the past that were successful, but that doesn't really always work out so great, because what we've used in the past may have worked for that situation, may have worked for that time in our lives, but hopefully we're growing and changing, and there comes a time when your method for dealing with a specific type of problem really isn't the best one anymore. And you've got to catch that. You've got to figure that out and really watch your actions, watch your thoughts, watch your words, and analyze, where the fuck is that coming from? Why am I doing this? Why am I saying that? Does that sound defensive? That's me. Why am I getting upset? Why am I attacked? And, you know, for me personally, I think that goes back to my childhood, and I'm not exactly sure, but definitely like just being on my own in a certain sense. I don't know. I'm just defensive. There, so that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out right there. But yeah, like being defensive may have served me whenever I was trying to prove myself when I was younger. There we go. There, this makes sense. Being defensive or like standing up for myself may have been something that served me when I was younger and I was on my own and I was living in sketchy-ish areas, and I was trying to get, you know, work at the nicest fine dining restaurants and like really prove myself to myself. But I'm a little tiny little white girl. I had to stand up for myself and show people that I'm not a pushover and don't fuck with me, please. So being defensive was beneficial for me in a certain sense, and now it's not. So I have to be mindful of when that starts to come up, when that starts to arise, when my actions and my words are coming from that place or starting to come from that place, so I can really nip it in the bud and be like, okay, how do you actually feel? Why are you saying this? Is this a product of a defense mechanism you built up? Okay, well, why, what's the real problem here? What is the root of the issue? Why are you defending? Is it because you feel attacked? Is it because you're trying to stand up for yourself? Like, what's the best way to go about solving this problem now that you're a 34-year-old adult? And everybody thinks you're intimidating. Oops. Side note, so I was also thinking, I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of talking too. Thanks for joining us. I was thinking about this game that I like to play where people are like, oh, how old are you? And I'm like, guess. Because they always guess lower. And I'm not going to play that game anymore. I don't want to play. Now it's just become a habit, and it doesn't feel like it's coming from like an authentic place. Like it's not fun or funny anymore. I'm not sure if I got sick of the game or if people just started guessing too close to my actual age. But it's kind of like arrogant, and I'm not into it. End of that. For now. So let's see, let's backtrack. Talking about defense mechanisms and changing those modalities of thought, those patterns and behaviors that served you in the past and no longer do. That shit is fucking hard. It takes a lot of mindfulness to be aware of yourself. It's kind of like an out-of-body experience to be watching yourself and listening to yourself, and then still like really experiencing the moment too, you know, like how do you do both of that at the same time? I don't know. Balance. But I lost my train of thought. I remembered what I was originally talking about. Yay! Look at me, having a good memory. Good job, Sabrina. I am gonna lose it. No, come back. Oh, listening to your true mind. So tearing away ego, and I mean listening to those parts of me too, because that's still a fucking part of me. That shit fucking counts too. Emotions count, ego counts, like being aware of it, recognizing it, like honoring it, but not letting it control you. You know, you have a choice whether you follow those things. And what I want to follow is what makes me feel like more of an authentic human. And when I follow my true mind, my true self, and what I believe to be pure and right, well, not pure. Okay, kind of pure. What I believe to be right, I can never be sorry for the things that I do or say when I'm coming from that place. And that's where I want to live my life. You know, I don't want to regret saying something out of anger or doing something out of fear. And fear is a big one. Fear of not being heard, fear of someone leaving you, fear of someone getting angry, fear of failure, which I don't have fear of failure. I fail all the time. I have a problem being too comfortable failing, honestly. Like, it's kind of weird. Maybe I like failing. Cathartic. But whenever you're leading your life and you're not leading through anger and fear or your past like fucking shit, then I really don't think you have to be sorry for things, because your intentions are good. Your intentions are coming from a true and wonderful place. I mean, unless you're like a psychopath or something, I don't know. But for me personally, everybody makes mistakes, and of course we can be sorry for those things, but like true regret, like, you can't really hate on yourself when you're just trying your best. You know, everybody makes mistakes, but if I'm leading from that place of true mind, I'm trying my best, I'm really trying my best, then I can forgive myself for the mistakes that I make, as long as I learn from them, as long as I do what I can to really study what happened around that mistake, and what happened in my head, and really, really try to fix it. And that's what I'm going through right now. I'm seeing the effect that I have on people, the effect that affects my actions, the power that I hold is way bigger than I've recognized in the past. And I know that I'm like a big character, and that I'm a teacher and a leader and yada yada yada. But it's more than that. It's affecting those you love in minor ways that you don't see, you know? The little things you say, like for me, one of my big hang-ups was, oh my god, I was like, oh my god, if this wasn't recording, that would be epic. But one of my hang-ups when I was younger was, when I was like a teenager, was the fact that I didn't have anybody at home to ask me how my day was. That's all I wanted. That's what I said. I just wanted to come home and somebody ask me how my day was. But there wasn't anybody there for long periods of time. You know, age like 14, 15 and up. And it's just that like human connection, and just like that simple thing, like I just want someone to care about my fucking day, you know, just, you know, and it's just like, hey, how was your day? You know, people say that shit all the time and don't think anything of it, but it could mean a hell of a lot, and you have no idea, you know, you have no idea what that actually means to someone. So yeah, it's just the little things that you can do that you don't even realize you affect people in such a great way. And so by really being present and aware of things that are going on outside of you, and not always worried about like where you gotta be or what you gotta do or what the guy said to you down the street, blah blah blah, blah, all those things you can, you know, hype yourself up in your head about and have that, you know, inner talk going on. And none of that's all bullshit. Like, it's all fake. Like, you're making that shit up. You're having that conversation in your head with yourself. And what is it for? What, like, what is it gonna change? But a lot of times it's just filler, and it clouds the space between your ears, so that way, and you're unable to see what's right in front of your fucking face. You're unable to see the plight of other people. You're unable to, you know, when you're caught up in here, you're not aware of what's happening in front of you, outside of you, your smile, how you're carrying yourself. Like, it's so easy, and people think it's how everybody, you know, lives. People think it's normal. It is normal. We all do it. But just because it's normal doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean has to be that way. Like I was talking about, like, we have so much power to change ourselves, to change, you know, like, say you're stuck in a hospital bed and you are paralyzed and you can't even talk, you can't draw, you can't write, you can't do anything to communicate. How's that person supposed to change? Well, they can change their thoughts. If you can think, you can change. Because you can change your thoughts, and that can change your fucking world. And the world as a whole. It's really incredible once you start to clear the clouds a bit, and through me personally practicing meditation. Oh, that's a weird line. I feel like David Bowie or like Kesha. I feel like Kesha. When you start to clear the clouds a bit, and I do it through meditation, you start to see those little things. You start to see how your attitude and everything has an effect on everyone. Even if you don't see it right away, after practicing living life this way and carrying yourself this way, not like this way, but the way that I'm talking about, you realize that even if you don't see it, it's fucking there. It's fucking there. And down the line, someone will come up to you and thank you, and you'll never see it coming. Like, the effect that you have on people is crazy. So, like, even if you're in a shitty job, quote unquote, even if you don't like the place that you're at in life, find something to love about it, you know? I worked at a gym, and I was underpaid, and I busted my ass for that gym. I was pulling like at least 60 hours a week, and I did it because I was the director. I was in charge of making sure that those kids there and those families got the absolute best experience that I could offer them. And that was super duper important to me. It meant the world to me. And that's why I did it. I did it for the families. I did it for the kids. I didn't do it for the money. I did it to bring happiness, and because I knew that I could. I knew that if I really tried I wouldn't say I tried my hardest, but at the time it was my hardest at the time. It was the best I could do at the time. I knew that I could really, really home run. And I did. I got a lot of growth as far as like members and like lowering our attrition, and people stuck around because of the relationships that they had with me and all the other wonderful instructors there. Why was I talking about that? Oh yeah, but I did it because I knew I was like learning a lesson. I was learning something that I needed to take into my next chapter of life. You're not always ready for what you want, and so you have to find the little nuggets of gold along the way, so that way you can be ready for what you want. Like, maybe you gotta figure out a couple things before you're given that, because I mean, just like, okay, for instance, you've got basketball players. It's very specific. You know, they come out of wherever and have all this money all of a sudden after college, and they blow it all, and they don't know what to do with their money because they haven't learned the lessons that they needed before they were given that, you know? So it's kind of like the same thing, but if you look at it from a relationship standpoint, you know, maybe you haven't found the guy of your dreams yet because you have some shit of yourself. Have your own shit you need to work on. And if you found the guy of your dreams and you got these, you know, things that you gotta iron out, you might drive him away, and that would fucking suck, you know? So it's about examining what's happening in your life and what you can learn and what you can take away from it. And you don't know how those things are gonna help you. But I really enjoyed living in the headspace where I just knew one day I was going to be able to use these things for the position that I wanted, for the autonomy that I wanted. And it was by busting my ass and doing things from my heart, I was able to learn so much. I was able to have an open mind. I wasn't like, oh man, they don't pay me shit, and grumpy, and think of all the things I would not have learned or experienced had I been a little bitch about everything, you know? I was a bitch about some things, of course, duh. But whenever you're coming at life and situations with a joyful heart, you're a lot more open to learning these little lessons, these little nuggets of gold, picking them up along the way. But if you are complaining or down and out, or you just can't get where you want to get, you know, and you're frustrated with yourself or, you know, your partner or whatever it may be, then it's super, super helpful to just take a step back and try to find the joy, try to find the lessons, and just know that when you do that, when you start making those choices, you're gonna get there faster. It's gonna take a lot longer to get where you want to get if you're not coming at life from a joyful heart. Tell me I'm wrong. I kind of want to watch this and see how it is. I was going to apologize for my face not being make-upped, and then I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why would you apologize for your face? You've got a good face. Got issues, dude. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. My mouth is a little parched. Need a sip of my lemon water. Oh, this jug, okay, don't wreck. Right here. I got it at where the wild things are. Can you see it? Okay, let me put it back before I crash into the semi. I got it at where the wild things are because everybody had left and it was at the Lost and Found, and I knew it was one of our people's. I don't want to be Kesha anymore. Oh no, I'm Kesha for life. All right, just embrace it. So I'm Kesha till sunset. I picked it up because I knew it was one of ours. So if that's your water bottle, let me know and I'll give it back to you. But I've been keeping it clean and cold and full of lemon water. Thank you. It's been delicious. Yeah. So thanks for listening to me ramble. She's a rambler. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, hats off to you, sir, or madam, or humanoid, or whatever you identify as, cat, horse. You want to see a trick? I'll show you a trick. All right, this is my last. Hold on, how about it? Okay, here we go. Ready? Ta-da! It burns so good. Whew, the menthol in my nose hole. Okay. Thanks for watching me. I hope that by sharing my stories and my experiences and the thoughts in my head have been maybe enlightening, maybe hilarious, maybe you think I'm annoying. You definitely didn't watch this whole video if you think I'm annoying. I don't know, but hopefully good things come of this. So, thanks. Bye.